And welcome to this week's energy forecast. I'm Rachael Phillips, the creator of the BEYOU Oracle Cards and also of the Sacred Oracle online program. This week's energy forecast is for April the 19th through to April the 25th, with the overall theme being empowerment begins within. So let's go in and explore the three beautiful messages that come through each of the cards as we journey through this week's energy. Monday and Tuesday is the card of pathways. Wednesday through to Friday is the card of playfulness, and the weekend's message is transformation. Now, with Monday and Tuesday being the card of pathways, this is about being able to understand that happiness is an inside job. You are responsible for your own happiness. So if you are finding that there are any areas within your life that you are not finding that your happiness levels are at, the place that you would like them to be, it's that time to be able to take that personal power back and decide, what am I going to do to create change? What is it about these certain areas of my life that are not generating the happiness that I want, and what do I need to do? Do I need to delete them? Do I need to transform them by adjusting and adapting or tweaking certain areas that in order to bring them back and to bring more happiness? Or do you need to be able to start looking at lots of different other possibilities that's out there, because we are never locked into just one channel in order for it to be able to generate happiness. But the number one thing I have found that happens over the years is that a lot of the time we find that we give that personal power away to other people for giving them the responsibility to make you happy. And that is just such a sad way, because in the way that being sad, that wasn't what I was meaning, but what I mean is it's sad that we seem to think that it's someone else's responsibility to make us happy. And therefore what we do is we actually set ourselves up for failure when we are giving away our personal power and giving away our levels of happiness and that decision factor by deciding what it is that you want and how do you wish to experience that. So when you understand that there are areas in your life that are not bringing you the happiness that you want, that you have the power to shift and change that. And that is what is so incredibly powerful about Monday and Tuesday. So you may have found that over the last couple of days that you've been ruminating over certain things that it could be a person, place, or a behavior or an action that you could be going, I'm really unhappy about this, or it may have sparked you to feel it may be upset or angry or anything like that. And that can be the fuel that shifts you to being able to move into making different decisions around what are you going to do differently around this person, place, situation, action, behavior. And therefore your mind starts turning over and you start finding that there are new options that are available to you. And it becomes very, very powerful, because you get to decide, how is it that you want to experience this lifetime? Are you wanting to go through life and settle for mediocrity and think, oh, well, happiness, that's, you only have to be wealthy, or this has to happen for me to be happy, or that has to happen for me to be happy. And that is not the case. Happiness begins from within. So Monday and Tuesday is about asking you to go within and looking at all of the available options that are out there for you, for any area that is not generating as much happiness as you would like them to. Then when we move through to Wednesday through to Friday is the card of playfulness. Whenever this card shows up, it means that we've become very rigid, very moved into that space of autopilot mode where we're just coasting through life. We are doing all the mundane day-to-day must-dos, have-dos and should-dos. And when we do that, we just get in this framework that is just sort of almost like white noise. Now, one of the ways to be able to gain back your personal power and feel empowered is through shifting that energy. So that's where playfulness card comes in, because the card's message is make time for fun and adventure. Fun and adventure is a way in which to be able to shift any of that dense, stuck energy. It brings us into that area of being accountable for being present. When you're laughing with friends, or something hilarious pops up and you're cracking up, that's that moment you become really present. You're inside your body, you're inside your mind, you're not distracted by anything or flick the switch into the autopilot mode. You're present and you're making the decisions that joy is an experience that you want to be able to have. And when you decide that joy and happiness and fun and adventure are ways in which you want to experience this lifetime, it's very, very potent, because it's again that element of having that personal power to choose, to know that there is always going to be opportunities where you get to experience this world with the lens of fun and enjoyment. Regardless of what age you are, there is always that aspect of fun. Is, in some cases, for some people, is one of their highest values, is to be able to bring forward fun. If you're not having fun, then what can you do to bring more fun into it? The fun can be the fun and the lightness in your mindset. It could be the fun energy that you bring forward. Even if you do have to go and do the mundane day-to-day stuff, which we all need to do, they're a part of our world, but we can make them more fun. So it's about asking your own self, where do you require more fun and playfulness within your world, and how can you show up in that energy through Wednesday through to Friday. Now, the weekend's message is about transformation. On next Monday, the 26th, is the beginning of it's not the beginning, it is a full moon. What we can find is anywhere up to a few days before the full moon, we can feel that energy starting to come into our realm, and we can learn to start harnessing the energy of the full moon, which is about releasing, surrendering, letting go. Now, what all that is around transformation. It is being able to transform the way that you see the past. It's about transforming how you want to experience your present. It's about transforming pains and old wounds. It's about transforming your inner world by noticing that the full moon's energy, as it illuminates and lights up the sky, it also lights up our inner world, to be able to have a look at any parts that may be fractured, that may feel that they're incomplete or not whole, and you're given that beautiful timing to be able to go in and resolve whatever it is required in order for it to come back to a sense of wholeness, completed, almost doing its full circle, just like the full moon does itself. It goes through all these beautiful circles, goes through its own cycle, and as it goes through its cycle, it is moving through and recalibrating different energies and bringing forward different lessons for you to learn. Now, that's exactly what happens through any experience that we have, is it goes through its cycle, and it usually begins off being fun, and then it moves through, then all of a sudden something shifts and it stops being fun. We're left with those old wounds, and now it's time to go through, almost like when they say that when someone passes over, that we have those 5 stages of grief. Well, I feel like that's the same thing that happens when we have old wounds. We have all these 5 stages that we need to be able to go through in order to resolve any hurt, pain or suffering that may have happened through that time, and for you to stop being continually hurt and harmed by it further. You get to be able to move through those different cycles, and now this is the time for things to do its full cycle and come to an end, a completion. And this is again making that conscious choice that you decide that you will no longer continue to be hurt anymore by something that was done in the past, and also taking that element to realize that you are giving yourself permission to be continually hurt by that old past situation with a person, a place, a situation or event. You are giving yourself permission to be continually hurt whilst things are still not in that completion phase. So this is again an act of self-empowerment to decide, I choose to be no longer hurt or harmed by my past, and that from this moment forward I decide to move forward whole and complete, and making those conscious choices that this is the way that I wish to experience my time right here, right now. So it's a very, very powerful week to really shift you into transformation, to closure, to bringing things to full circle, to understanding that you have the potential to have as much fun as you want, to be able to generate your own happiness and make different decisions that bring you into full alignment where you are actually being happy. A lot of the times we coast through life being upset and disappointed with the way our life is going. This is the week that you've been shaken up to be able to say, hey, anything that makes you unhappy, it is time to make different decisions. So this week is a very, very big week around making big decisions that are about your own truth, your own journey, and the way in which you wish to experience it. So hence why this week is about empowerment begins within. So I wish you an incredibly amazing week. Feel free to subscribe to the channel below, and leave me a comment and let me know how this resonates with you. So much love, take care, and I'll see you again next week.